Right, today I'm going to do a video following on from the deer I did. We're going to take the diced venison, which you can see there, and we're going to make a lovely casserole. We've got some red wine, some Worcester sauce, some stock, some flour, some thyme, some pepper, some mustard powder, onions, carrots, salt and some oil. It looks a lot of ingredients. I mean, this is the main part of it, is getting it all ready, but once you get it going, you can sit down and have a few beers, and in 2 hours time come back, you'll have a great meal. So we'll get on. Right, first off we get the veg on, so I'm just going to chop them roughly. I'm going to half them, nice big chunks. All the way through that. Just like that. That one. Keep them nice and thick so they don't disintegrate. When you're cooking them, nice big thick slices of onions. Nice and simple. Right, some oil into my pan there, and we're just going to gently sweat these off. We don't want no colour on these. So a bit of oil in. Throw in our veg. And we'll just get them going. Right, my veg is sweating down nicely. I'm just going to get some wine in a pan now, just to burn off the alcohol. Just red wine, a good glassful. I'm going to put that in there. Get that started. And then what we're going to do is start to prepare the meat then. To do the meat, get yourself a bag, put a bit of the flour in, some of the mustard powder, get that in. Crank some pepper in. And the salt. And what we're doing, we're going to coat all this meat, and then that flour will thicken up the sauce at the end. So put it in your bag, let it shake around, and you're left with your lovely coated cubes of venison then. And what we're going to do, we're going to put a bit of oil in the pan. We're going to brown these off. You want a nice caramelisation on there, so make sure the pan's really hot, and do them in small batches as well, so you don't start boiling them. So, got my frying pan on, get some oil in there, let that heat up a bit, and then we'll start browning off our meat. Just check that on those veg, as you can see there, sweating nicely, not browning, and our wine just started coming up to the boil there. Just want you to check on that pan there with the wine. That's burning off now. You can smell the alcohol coming off that, so you just be left with the lovely flavours of the red wine. And there's me veg. I'm just going to add a bit of seasoning, because obviously it's all fresh, so we season it up as we go. A bit of salt. Let that tick over. By now, hopefully our pan should be hot. And you place these round in a clock manner, and you know which one you put in first, and then you can turn them over. Hopefully they should all cook at the same time, and obviously that way you're not taking too much heat out of the pan as well. So we'll brown those off in batches, and when I've browned off all the meat, we'll come back and I'll show you how we put it all together with the wine and the veg. See you in a few minutes. Just want to show you this meat. So obviously I started at 12 o'clock. Turn it over, and round we go. You can see it's starting to brown, colour up. Get in there for you. Need a little bit more colour on these. And I'll turn my wine off. That's ready to go. A few more minutes on the veg. What we'll do with these when I've done these, I'm going to take them out, put them in my pan, put the next batch of meat in, and then we'll assemble the dish, get it in the oven. Right, I've just put my second batch of venison in now. Obviously coating in that flour with the mustard gives it flavour, also thickens the sauce, and also it'll retain all those lovely juices. And obviously when we finish with the pan, I'm going to deglaze it to get all those bits of, you know, caramelised stuff at the bottom with the red wine, and I'll put that in my pot. I should put my veg in, top it up with stock, some herbs, some spices to the seasoning, and we'll get it in the oven. Just wanted to show you the lovely caramelisation we're getting on that meat there, so you know how far to take it. You want that, that's flavour. So the more colour you put on that, obviously, because it will go in the stew and some of it will come off, but that'll thicken it and flavour it. Right then, that's the hard part of this dish over now. Time to assemble it all. So as you can see, my meat, it's lovely and caramelised. Take that into the pan, all that juices, all the fat. I'm going to take a bit of that red wine, just to glaze that a bit, get all those juices and bits off the bottom. That goes in. That over there. Next, take our veg, that goes in. Same again, just swirl that round, bit of wine, get anything that's left off the bottom there. Get me doobry. And that goes in. There's the building blocks of our casserole. See that? Right, what we do with that now is we top that up with stock. Just check the levels with that. Need a little bit more, so I'm just going to knock up a little bit more stock and I'll be back. Right then, I'm just going to top that pan up with some more stock because you want it just covered. I'm going to put all that in there. That'll stir around. So in there we've got our meat that's been coated in flour, mustard, salt and pepper, browned off. Our veggies that was sweated down, not coloured. And our red wine which we burnt the alcohol off. Put it in there with our stock. Crank some pepper in. Some salt. I'm going to put half a teaspoon of dried thyme in. And because I'm from Worcester, and it is the best sauce in the world, a bit of Worcestershire sauce, so we'll give it some of that. What we'll do is we'll bring that up to the boil, and we're going to place what's called a cartouche on top to help it cook, keep all the moisture in. Then we're going to put it in the oven on a low heat, gas mark 2 to 3, for about 2 hours. Right, that's just started to boil now. I'm going to make what's called a cartouche, so a bit of baking parchment, a rough square, fold it, fold it, fold it again. What you do, hold it to the middle, like that, and cut round. And you should be left with something that'll go over it. Just a little chefy thing, but I ain't no chef. So, what we do, that's going nicely now. I'm going to place cartouche on top, keeps all the moisture in, all the flavour in. See that going? Good night, sweet prince. We'll see you in 2 hours. We should just put that in the oven. Right. My oven's set at gas mark 2. That's hot. Just put that in. We'll see you in a bit. Right, this beauty's been in an hour and a half. As you can see, that cartouche keeps all that flavour in. See in there, it looks lovely. Now this bit, some people may not agree with, but I wanted this to be simple, so what I'm going to do is a tin of new potatoes. because I reckon they hold their integrity brilliantly. You know, you could put normal new potatoes in or normal potatoes, but I think I want to keep it simple. And I'm just going to let them warm through, and we'll serve it up. So I'm going to put that in the oven for about 20 minutes so they just cook through the potatoes, and we'll have a look at it. Right, now for the moment of truth. So look at this beauty. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that in there. There's some out. As you can see. Just like that. Bit more of the veg. There's my finished dish. Meat. Potato. That is truly, truly amazing. Give it a go. Even better, leave it for a day or two and it'll just improve and mature. But that is fantastic. Thanks for watching. Sorry about that.